Hi guys, so welcome to this episode of Learning Python for Data Science. Now in this series we are going to look at the Python not in operator. Now the first thing we would want to do is to explain what the not in operator does, which is we have to look at it from a real life perspective. Now, so imagine we have a list, right? So let's imagine a list. Now a list is, it's a data structure and it stores elements, data inside of it. Now, let's also look at the rule. Now the rule here for the not in operator is it is true if an element or object does not exist within a list. So we'll call it the iterable. Does not exist within a list, a tuple, or a string. Right? So it is true if an element or object does not exist in an iterable. And so an iterable basically is what you have as a list, the tuple. So if it doesn't exist inside, then it's true. That's what is good. That's what the not in is going to do. So again, you get a sense. It's the opposite of in. In is true if the object exists in the iterable. Right. So next is you probably want to wonder how the syntax is, right? So this is syntax. Now the syntax looks like this. We're going to have elements, and let me spell this correctly. We're going to have elements, and we're going to have not in. Then we're going to have the iterable, which is, say, a list, right? So it will be true if the element we're looking for is not inside. So now let's create a very tiny list, right? So here I'm going to call this list underscore numbers. I have used this a lot of times, but again, just for good measure. So we create a list. Inside of it, we're going to have random numbers. So we have 23, 45, 56, 78, right? So now we have a list. So that means if I print and I have a list underscore numbers, here we go, we're going to have this. Now imagine if I was to ask a question, and the question will be, is 3 not in the list underscore numbers? So we want to ask 3 not in. So if 3 is in, it's going to be, it's true, right? If it's not in, it's going to be false. Or rather, no, let's take a step back. So we're asking that 3 isn't in this place, right? Is 3 in here? No. So we're supposed to have true, right? So we run it and it's true because there isn't any 3 elements here. No object representing the numerical data type 3 is in here. So that's basically what it does, right? So one more thing we're going to check is I will look at, say, I'll create a variable, call this variable name, and inside is my name, obviously, Pablo. Right, so we have this. Now we're going to print this again, and inside I'm going to print name. So we see that that's the name here, right? Oh, one thing we have to document always. So this is a list containing numbers, right? And here we print, just print, and here we create a variable, yes, a variable, yes, with Pablo as its value. Then again here we print. So I mean, I'm doing all this so that, you know, best practices, all that. Now I want to confirm if there is a P in Pablo, or I want to say there isn't a P in Pablo. So I'm going to say, do we have P not in name? And of course you see there's a P right here. So this has to be false, right? And definitely that's what it is. So basically what the not in operator in Python is used to check if an object does not exist in an iterable. So we used a list to check if 3 not in, and because there isn't a 3 in it, it's true. Now we used the name Pablo and we checked P not in name, and it's false because there's a P in name. So that's basically what the basic not in operator, which is a special operator in Python, is used for. Keep an eye on this channel. We have a channel for use cases, and as we proceed, you're going to see a use case, a data analysis use case for the not in operator. So keep watching, learning Python from scratch. Share with friends and family. Like, subscribe, hit that button, and learn Python for data science.